What's up, people? This is Big Boss Calvin 83. I don't know if you can see my face, but it really doesn't matter because I'm not here to look pretty and cute for anybody on here. So to you trolls out there that like to talk about my looks and my body, I don't give a fuck about what you think about me. The body shaming. I ain't listening to that shit. You're just wasting your fucking time talking about a man's looks. This is what I'm talking about, how feminized and castrated men have become in the world, but especially in this society. Talk about another man's look, being all critical as hell. That's gay. But that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to do another video about that because that seems to keep going and going. Since most people cannot come up, cannot clap back and refute what I say, and cannot debunk, cannot, win an argument. I don't care if I win or lose an argument or not. The truth is the truth, regardless of how people feel about it. If we have a debate and you can't, come up and have a strong argument, so you're going to attack me, that means I already won. But anyway, I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about a lot of things, but I'm going to talk about boycotting. And the incident that happened out in Philadelphia, and I think it was like a few days ago. Okay, I want to give you a recap from what I have researched and what I looked into on the incident of what happened to those two so-called, what they call black men in America. Free case, don't get that shit twisted and don't get it fucked up and twisted, y'all. So basically, you had two black men, in Starbucks in Philadelphia, and I'm pretty sure it was in the inner city of Philadelphia. I don't know what part of Philadelphia where it was at, but it was probably a good, middle class to working class neighborhood, maybe a little maybe upper middle class. So these two brothers were, I don't know, they were like having a meeting and meeting people. Basically, I would just say they're meeting somebody. They're meeting people. I don't know, they're interviewing them, but they were meeting up with people and waiting for somebody. So a couple of these brothers, then they just went into Starbucks and sat down and just waited to meet whoever they're gonna fucking meet. And they wanted to use the bathroom, and the employees, and particularly this particular manager at Starbucks, had a problem with that. Had a problem with these brothers wanting to use the restroom, but they had no problem of the Caucasian males and females using the restroom, and they didn't buy anything. They just sat on their ass and just be on the phone, be on the laptop, read a book, or do whatever, or sleep. I have been racially profiled at Starbucks back in Jersey, back in New Brunswick, New Jersey. I remember seeing homeless Caucasians, male and female, but I'm going to focus on the males because there's more men who are homeless than women, thanks to this gynocentric, misandric system, and racist ass system at that. But society's very gynocentric. Women have privileges and handouts, and men don't have no help and support. So when we lose shit, we don't have no help, especially when you are a so-called black man in America. You know what I'm saying? So I was, going through a rough time in my life, and I was homeless myself. My family was homeless because my mom's husband, I'm not going to go into it that deep, was a fucking liar, got us homeless, got fucked up our lives, fucked up our credit and shit, doing some illegal shit. So I'm at the Starbucks, waiting for to meet him, and I think it was to meet him specifically. I sat there, I bought my drink. I sat there, waited for like a couple minutes. I fell asleep. Now, mind you, there has been many people who went to many Caucasian people who went into Starbucks, and sat there all day, slept, did whatever crazy shit, do some freaky shit in the bathroom, and the staff of Starbucks don't say shit to them. I come in, now mind you, I brought my drink. I seen Caucasian folks go into Starbucks and sit there all day and take a nap for like hours, and nobody bothers these motherfuckers until it's closing time. So one day I decided, no, I'm waiting for my stepfather. I'm meeting up with him. I bought my drink, I bought some stuff. I'm there, chilling. And one of the managers, one of the staff will just say, oh, you can't sleep here. And I'm like, wait, I didn't say anything, but I'm like listening to this person talk, because I was gonna, because I knew what it was, but they're gonna say, oh, you pulling the race card, oh, and we do this, we enforce the policy, which is fucking bullshit. But I was insulted. This person, this employee at the time at Starbucks knew who I was. We even had a conversation, but he's tripping because I took a fucking nap. I didn't even take a nap. I dozed off. You know what I'm saying? So I got insulted, and I'm like, fuck that, I ain't staying here. I bought my drink and shit. I bought a bunch of stuff. I have the right to take it, to doze the fuck off and lay back and chill as long as I want to. I paid to be here. You know what I'm saying? I gave you money. All these other Caucasian motherfuckers don't give you no damn money. They loiter, they sit down and freeload and just sit back and chill and sleep for hours at a time, and they don't say shit. You don't say shit to these motherfuckers. I forgot white privilege, okay? When you have the complexion for the fucking protection, you can get away with shit like that. It's like, let me get back to the story, y'all. So these two brothers, was just sitting there, waiting for meeting for somebody. I don't think it was that long. Just Caucasian folks that sit there for hours, don't buy nothing, use the restroom, do whatever, and the employees, the managers who work for Starbucks at those locations, and all locations of Starbucks, don't say shit to Caucasian folks who don't buy nothing. They just sit there and chill and just use the electricity, stink up the bathroom, and drink, eat. If there's some free food out there, refreshments, they'll just eat that shit up. So these two brothers, wanted to use the restroom. There was a fucking problem. They're sitting there waiting for somebody, and the racist manager and the racist staff, guilty by association. Yeah, you're all guilty. Call the cops on these brothers, these two black men. And the cops, made shit worse, start some bullshit. Philadelphia got raped. Pennsylvania can be racist, very racist as Jersey. I still say Jersey's number one. I've been throughout the country. The worst type of racism that I have experienced is in New Jersey. I'm not saying that every place is better. Yes, it depends who the individual is, but from my experience, the worst place that I ever experienced racism is in New Jersey, and Philly, because they got a different attitude, and they got that good old boy up that northern, that is a southern grassroots Caucasian supremacist attitude. I'm not saying New York ain't like that. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure California's like that. But I say, in the South where I live in North Carolina, I already know who my enemy is off the bat. I'm pretty sure in California you can kind of detect that. But in the Northeast, in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and throughout New England, the racism is so low key. But they will get you when you are vulnerable. They will get you behind your back. They are very slick. They're not upfront with their racism. They're passive aggressive as hell. Okay, you follow what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you how it is. So these cops are just fucking with these brothers and just wrongfully arrest them, violate their rights. I forgot, niggers don't have no damn rights. Even though we fought in every goddamn war, we have made changes, we have broken barriers for everybody else to have the American dream, the so-called American dream, which is a nightmare for us as black people, So we have done this for everybody. We have made America great for what it is and made this country wealthy, but we are poor and don't have nothing, and we are less than human. And I'm fucking sick and tired of being treated like a 10th class citizen, and I pay first class taxes. Hell, I pay more taxes than these Caucasian folks. Everybody has gotten reparations but my people and my ancestors. You know what I'm saying? The first black people in North America, were black, not your Asian descendant Native Americans that they try to push that bullshit ass narrative. Not all slaves came from so-called Africa. There you already had Nubian people, so-called black people already out here who got African ancestry. They were already born in North America, and before the so-called Asians who migrated from Asia to North America, and they call Native Americans, came here. You know what I'm saying? So African people were already in this land of North America and South America and throughout the whole goddamn world. There's black people in Asia too. Don't fall for the narrative that there isn't. Everybody comes from us. Even these cave beasts, pale skin monkey devils, known as Caucasian folks. Okay? I'm back, y'all. My bad. I mean, my phone stand is broken, so I gotta get a replacement. I hate it when that shit happens. These cheap things. I hate these cheap motherfucking things. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it like this. You know, you're not gonna get the landscape, so you're gonna get a landscape in the portrait. You know what I'm saying? The vertical. You know what I'm saying? So let me just say. So back to what I'm saying is that, yeah, everybody's upset and calling for a boycott, upset at Starbucks, and the CEO of Starbucks and those who are the founder of Starbucks is apologizing, but it's not enough. No, man, no, sorry ain't good enough, bro. Sorry ain't good enough, motherfuckers. You pale skin monkey devils, you evil albinoid pale skin monkey cave beast bitch ass devils. No, fuck your apology. No, give us some money. Compensate those brothers. You know, they should get free Starbucks for 5 damn years, you know, or even more than that. All the racial profiling that happens out in Starbucks, no, man, no, that sorry ain't good enough. Fuck sorry. No, your manager and the staff that works at Starbucks, and most of you motherfuckers, these so-called white-owned companies, you know, Caucasian-owned companies hire their own people most of the time because of tribalism and Caucasian supremacy. You know what I'm saying? So they don't care if they're racist as long as they ain't blatant with their racism. But now, ever since Trump has been in office, even though actually it started when Obama became president, now Caucasians have felt emboldened to show out their racism and practice their racism in your face as a black, so-called black person, and sometimes a brown person. You know what I'm saying? But mainly what they call a black person, an so-called African person, they've been emboldened to be fucking racist. And you know who's leading the charge, who's inciting this racial violence, this racial hatred, is Caucasian females. Caucasian females. So-called white women are starting this bullshit. They're always race baiting. These bitches are always fucking race baiting. Now let me say this: if you're a Caucasian female and a Caucasian male, and if this is not you, you're against racism, you're against Caucasian supremacy, you already understand white privilege exists, and you're not trying to hide it. My thing is, instead of saying, you need to call your people out, number one. And it's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? I'm against racism, and I love black people, and blah, blah, blah. It's not going to cut it for me and other people, other brothers and sisters who are awake, who are conscious and woke. That ain't flying no more. What are you doing to end racism? How are you using your white privilege to end racism? And you have means and advantages to stop racism and get laws changed so racism can stop. But y'all motherfuckers refuse to do that because y'all want us to just sit up there and be quiet when racism takes place and injustice takes place. And when my people are being shot down, racially profiled, beat up and raped and sold and terrorized and being still lynched to this day, being brutally murdered, and all of a sudden, and your people who look like you, people who got the same pale skin, got the complexion for the protection, get off. Or people doing, and these Caucasian folks doing all types of hate crimes, like that bitch Breonna Burchu, who basically took blood from her vagina, menstrual blood, and smeared it on her black, I think, Jamaican roommates' clothes, spit in her coconut oil, and you smearing feces all over her clothes and shit, urine and shit, all types of nasty shit. Fucked up, destroyed, contaminated, and try to kill her with spreading diseases, and contaminating her stuff with with bodily fluids and stuff, and scrubbing her toothbrush where the places don't shine, and dipping her toothbrush in the toilet water and all that shit. Just doing all types of nasty shit, clam dipping her products and shampoo and lotions and food and all that stuff, trying to poison this young sister. And this bitch gets off and talk about, oh, she got mental issues, so she got a white pussy pass. And you got Caucasian bitches lying on brothers, making false rape accusations against black men, and these bitches don't go to jail. And I'm gonna do a video on that, like bitches like Breonna Herman Talbert and that racist bitch out in Connecticut, Nikki Ivano, bitches like that. And then you got another bitch, you got all these other Caucasian bitches, especially out in North Carolina, being on Snapchat, spewing out hate and racism, especially in the South, and yes, and all the way to California. And you got some of these bitches spewing out hatred and race baiting and inciting racial violence towards black people out in the Northeast, out in the Midwest, all over the country. There's always Caucasian females and Caucasian males who are following behind them and will do anything for that pussy, to start this racial violence. Y'all talk about a race war, it ain't us. Y'all always want to start some shit. It's always a Caucasian female starting up bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I told you, Caucasian females are the founders of racism, are the first racist. They are the mothers of Caucasian supremacy and racism. They teach their children racism. They're the first teachers of the children. So they teach their children to be racist and hate black folks, teaching them racial slurs and shit. You gotta understand. The mother is the first teacher of the child. So, and she enables the racism, enables the Caucasian male to be violent, and she continues to benefit off of racism and Caucasian supremacy. And she does nothing about it. But she want to talk about she a victim. She want to talk about women having it so hard. She's a Caucasian female. She got it totally easy. You fucking first original welfare queens. The first hood rats, the first disease carrier, whores and sluts, the first baby killers, abortion, the first bitches to commit abortions and kill their children, the first child abuser, the first liar and shit. Y'all always starting some bullshit. You always talk about you a fucking victim, but yet you still benefit from Caucasian supremacy and racism, and you still benefit off the oppression of my people. And you still enable this shit. You still support the oppression, the racial oppression, the discrimination, the racial profiling, and you stand with your Caucasian male counterpart and defend and rationalize this bullshit. It don't matter if he's beating your ass and treating you like crap, cheating on you. It's okay for him to swirl, fuck with women of different ethnicities, other ethnic women of color, and black women mainly, and actually raping the fuck out of black women and disrespect them. But you okay with that shit? You don't call that shit out. But if you step outside your ethnicity and fuck a so-called black man or some other ethnic man of color, but mainly a so-called black man, an African dude, you're called a mud shark. You're called dirty, you're nasty, you're ratchet, you're ugly, you're despicable, you're a race traitor, but you're committing genocide. But y'all don't call your males counterparts under the misogynistic double standards. But you cry sexism, but you never call your man out. Your male, no. You never call out your males, your fellow Caucasian males, on their ignorance, on their evil wickedness that they got from you. Their racism, which is your racism that you taught them. You never call out Caucasian males on their hypocrisy and biased double standards. You talk about misogyny and sexism, but you have the audacity to be racist and sexist, mainly towards black men who have never done you dirty, who have never raped you, never tortured you. And if he did do it, and let's say he actually did, which is rare, he has always gotten jail time or gotten murdered and killed, or he got the death penalty. When Caucasian males rape other women of different ethnicities, they hardly get any jail time. They got less than 30 days of jail time, or no jail time at all. They sexually assault women. They brag about grabbing women by the pussy, drugging women, beating women. But y'all Caucasian females never call that shit out, like the Harvey Weinstein situation. Y'all females talk about you were scared to come forward. Bull fucking shit. If it's a black man, y'all ain't scared to say y'all say whatever the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? Y'all say whatever the fuck you want. You turn his ass, you turn that Negro in a minute, or you lying on that Negro because you had a bad day and you want fucking attention, or you mad because he didn't kiss your ass, and then jump when you said jump because you wanted some black dick and you couldn't get it, so you want to raise hell, like you always do. Like y'all kill people. You bring guns and knives and guns to different places. You victimize people. You terrorize people. You rape people. You molest kids. You rape kids. You kill people. You bomb nations. You terrorize shit. You ride over dumb shit. Oh, because of a sporting event, and you do nasty shit all the fucking time. But nobody can judge you. But you want to judge other people. Fuck y'all hypocrisy on that shit. You know, I mean, this has a lot to what I'm saying is that I'm tired of this shit. You know, I mean, these racist motherfuckers, y'all feel because Trump is in office that you want to go back to 1950s and before. America kick your car, free case. Don't get that shit twisted. Don't get that shit fucked up, y'all. You know, you want America to be like the good old boys, where Caucasian males had so complete dominance by the authorization of that Caucasian female. Okay, and other Caucasian females, I want their man to be fully in charge, while do all the dirty work, while they continue to reap the benefits of theft, rape, and pillage, terrorism, mass murders, and doing all other types of evil demonic shit. You know what I'm saying? Terrorizing people, oppressing other people, hurting people, killing people, raping, committing all types of colonization and enslaving people and exploiting people for their own fucking personal self-gratification and pleasure and benefits. That Caucasian female, y'all enable this bullshit. Y'all the foundation of racism. Y'all the foundation of Caucasian supremacy. You are the mother of Satan. Okay? And every time I do videos like this, they get fucking flagged because I can't talk. Oh, I can talk about the Caucasian male to a degree, but once I start going in on that Caucasian female, oh my God, I cross the goddamn line. But I can talk shit about black women all day, and actually sometimes the videos do get flagged. But when you talk about a Caucasian female, especially a Jewish female, oh, your shit gets banned. Your channel gets banned like a motherfucker. Okay, and the fact, I mean, I know this has a lot to do. What I'm saying is that I'm telling you how this racist shit is just it's like I told y'all people, America has never changed. The clothes has changed, the way we speak has changed, the cars have changed, the style of homes have changed, but the attitude and the mindset of these non-progressive motherfuckers known as Caucasian folks are still the same. They're still racist, they're still hateful. They had that animalistic beast mentality, this evil ass animalistic caveman Neanderthal sick fucked up mentality of hate and evil and perversion. To my brothers and sisters, to black people who are upset about that racial incident that happened out in Philadelphia, yeah, I feel y'all on that. Y'all talk about boycotting and say you want to boycott Starbucks. Yeah, I'm down for that. But however, hold on, my people. What about boycotting Target? There was an incident out in Minnesota where was a young black man, age 27-year-old, a light-skinned brother, got racially profiled and harassed at Target, and he recorded it. I got the links. all the links of these racial incidents are going to be in the description box, so you can look up these news reports for yourself and read them for yourself and look at the video clips. Okay, because I can't play them because this is copyright bullshit. You had a brother out in Iowa, who went to Old Navy, being harassed and followed and stalked, racially terrorized. Yeah, I'll call it, that's, racial profiling is terrorism and harassment, because they thought he stole a jacket, which he bought and paid for, in some different, I don't know if it was at a different Old Navy, or he bought it from a different store, but it was assumed by these Caucasian supremacist employees at Old Navy that he stole the jacket and was trying to leave with stealing the jacket that he bought, that he got from a different store or different store location of Old Navy, and he bought that. He stole it. So basically, they're saying that he stole a jacket from their company, their corporation, which did not happen. And there was evidence that he walked in with the jacket, and his own jacket, he got it from somewhere else. But no, they kept harassing him, and then when he recorded it, these Caucasian bitch-ass devils got mad and tell him to turn off. You can't film when there's no law and there's no store policy for consumers you can't record in public. You can film people, you can film in public and film people in public. You don't need their fucking permission. And I'm not saying you go follow people around and start recording them. I'm saying when stuff happens, you can record it and get as proof, as evidence of something went down. But yet these Caucasian supremacists, bitch-ass, dumbass, Neanderthal devils will say, well, we don't know what happened before the video. We don't know what happened. We don't know what happened after the recording and before the recording, and we don't know what led on to what led on before the recording. They will rationalize that shit, and don't rush to judgment. But these motherfuckers, when they see you on camera, we can have the same argument. You don't know what happened or what happened when we walked into your store, and what happened before you started recording us. You're recording us without our fucking consent. To be honest with y'all. No, you don't know what happened after the incident, after the recording stopped. But see, when y'all are caught doing some evil shit, committing some crime against another human being, now you want to make excuses and want to be dismissive and say, and blame the victim and victim shame us for your evil ass actions, and that's wrong as hell. And I want to report on this another incident. Y'all talking about boycotting Starbucks? I say boycott every Caucasian-owned store, every Caucasian-owned company, every Caucasian-owned corporation that's founded by Caucasian folks. Come on. We got to boycott Target. We got to boycott Old Navy. Because my people, you got to understand. You can boycott Starbucks, you can boycott Target, you can boycott Old Navy, and there was another racial incident that happened out in South Florida where Pizza Hut Pizza Hut had the audacity to set up shop and open businesses in the black community, but after a certain time, they did not want to make deliveries in those black communities because they call us thugs and criminals, and we're going to rob their employees and their delivery drivers and bullshit like that, when there's proof that doesn't happen. That does not happen often. But it's funny how Pizza and Domino's and all these other pizza chain companies and these food delivery places, these restaurants that do deliveries, it's funny how they got all this fear of now they want to build businesses in the so-called black community, but they don't want to serve the people. They want to overcharge us and treat us like shit. Not only that, when you have black employees, who go out to these affluent white suburban neighborhoods, or just white neighborhoods, these so-called white neighborhoods, or I'm going to say white suburban neighborhoods, or just these Caucasian areas, rich or poor, and they got nooses when they see a black delivery man delivering pizza or whatever. They have nooses, or they want to start some racist bullshit, or they want to do harm to that delivery driver who delivered their fucking food, and they want to kill that delivery man because he's black. But I don't see Pizza Hut addressing that issue, Domino's addressing that issue. Even those who deliver Chinese food. Y'all, I mean, y'all don't fuck with Asians that much because you know there's consequences. Because Asian folks stick together and they got ties. When you know when they deliver Chinese food and all that type of shit, y'all don't fuck with them because you know China will fuck you up. But when it comes to us as black people, when we make deliveries and go to these Caucasian areas, where it's predominantly Caucasian, rather be poor, like trailer park, working class, middle class, upper middle class, or affluent, Caucasian neighborhoods, they always want to start some race shit. They want to start terrorizing black employees who actually deliver their food and don't want to tip us, don't treat us like shit and disrespect us. I have worked as a canvasser. I'm not going to say where I worked for an organization, and I went to these Caucasian areas, and I got disrespected. I got looked funny. I mean, some of the Caucasian folks were nice. They were respectful. I mean, that was a few, but every time they looked at me and my other brothers and sisters who are the same complexion as me, black like me. They called the cops on us because we were canvassing and spreading social awareness on social issues. You know what I'm saying? You got cops every time a black delivery driver or a black person who's doing marketing or in the area or a canvasser talking about political events, spreading social awareness on social issues and politics. They racially profile us like a motherfucker, but nobody addresses that shit. They sick dogs on us. Yes, this has happened. I remember working with a sister at the time, and she talked about how this Caucasian person, allowed their dog to attack her. But nothing was. But the company that we worked for at the time did not address that racism and that racial profiling and Caucasian folks doing that type of shit of terrorizing us. They didn't provide no protection. But mind you, I bet you if a dog attacked their fellow Caucasian employees, now mind you, the person who was the manager of that organization, she had a so-called black husband. And I'm like, she was so oblivious and did not understand racism, but she got a black child. But I'm pretty sure she does now. But even when you Caucasian folks got black boyfriends and girlfriends, you got black spouses, y'all, and you have black children from a black woman, from a black man, for some odd reason, or you got a black person in your family who's part of the family or relative, even generation part of the family tree, y'all still are dismissive of racism, and you still got a racist attitude towards us and treat us like shit anyway. It don't matter. So I told y'all people, y'all niggas who want to swirl with these devils, okay, with these pale skin monkey, cave beast, Neanderthal, and fucking devil bitches, they'll always look at you as a nigger. And most of the time when a Caucasian male dates a black female, when a Caucasian female dates a black male, most of these motherfuckers are self-hating coons and bedwenches, bedbugs, Uncle Ruckus, Aunt Jemimas, mammies, okay? Because they have no black pride whatsoever. Even though these Caucasian folks that say they have black friends, but you look at these black friends, they ain't woke, they ain't conscious, they got no ounce of black pride, don't know knowledge of self about their culture, their heritage, and have no respect for their own self as a people, don't want to acknowledge, they're scared to discuss racism. They're like these Jesse Lee Peterson types that I can't fucking stand. They're like these Sage Steele type motherfuckers. They're like that, not Tia. They're like them Tamara's bitches. You know what I'm saying? These Negro bedwitch bitches. I forgot that chick. Who's married? That black chick. That I know I'm gonna get her ass later on, sometime this week. That black chick that's married to Gary Owens. She has a Caucasian husband. That Gary Owens, who has a black wife. She out there cooning and buffooning, being a bedwench, calling his brother, who's an actor, a comedian. I think he's more of a comedian than an actor. Calling his brother a bitch ass nigga, a bitch ass black nigga. And Gary Owens saying, Gary Owens having some has said a lot of racist shit, just like that other dude, Michael Rapaport. Well, I'm gonna get his ass called Kenya Moore an ape. You know what I'm saying? And Gary Owens said some racial insensitive jokes about Monique, and racist, misogynistic jokes about Monique, about her issues, with her dealing with racism and not being treated right, and not being paid with the proper wage of what she's actually worth. Then you got Gary Owens want to start some racist shit with this other brother, and he talk about I'm going to say the N-word. I can't say it, but I'm going to get my black wife to say it. Oh, so you can't call me racist? No, you're racist if you're trying to get your black wife to say a racial slur, and you know the history of this nation, of how black people are treated by that word, and you're going to and his wife, you know, Gary Owens' wife, and bitch, you're a fucking bad witch. Okay, you're gonna call another brother a black nigga because Master told you so. I know the Caucasian penis, the pink penis, the small pink penis is not that good. You just happy. You're just a hypergamous Negro Bedouin coonette bitch. Okay. I know I'm rambling, but we talk about me. You know, the fact of the matter is, you got Pizza Hut and all these other stores that are set up in the black community. These American chains or foreign chains, these businesses that are set up in the black community, want to overcharge us, rip us off, and give us shitty service and poor quality of products. And they want to treat us like shit. They want to follow us around. They don't want to make deliveries at a certain time of the day. They look at us funny. Oh, you can't afford this, you're poor. Then why would you set up shop in the black community? Oh, we don't do food deliveries after 6 o'clock at night, 6 or 7 o'clock at night. Well, why would you set up shop or build a business in a crime-infested area, but you know, you overcharge these poor people, but you disrespect them? Why would you set up shop there? No, you don't care about, it's bullshit. No, you care about making money off of black folks because you make the majority of this country, of all these corporations, the non-black owned corporations, especially so-called white-owned corporations, make money off of black folks. The majority of their revenue comes from black people, okay? We are the biggest consumers. So we could talk about boycotting, damn, I missed my exit. So we can talk about boycotting Starbucks, but we gotta boycott other shit too. We gotta boycott these holidays. Stop on these other corporations who support racism and Caucasian supremacy. That don't speak, that are dismissive about our issues and hire racist employees. Because think about it, my people, so-called black folks. When you go into a restaurant, that is especially that, and the people don't look like you, and the owner does not look like you, they're racist. They're serving you food. You don't know what they're doing behind the kitchen. You don't know what they're doing behind that. Even if you see them cooking on a line, you don't know what they're doing. You don't know they wash their hands. You don't know their cleaning policies. They spit in your food or do some dirty shit to your food, and because they see you, because they don't like you. They're serving us, they're providing us products for buying merchandise from these racist motherfuckers. We are celebrating their traditions of holidays. And my thing is, to boycott Starbucks is one thing, but what about these other corporations who treat us like shit? We should be boycotting everybody who disrespects us. Especially to y'all sisters. When y'all go to these nail shops, mainly owned by the Asians, they're disrespecting you. They're putting you in headlocks. You're buying weaves, and they're making fun of you and insulting you. And when they speak their native language, even if they speak flat out English, and they're like, second or third or fourth generation, they are just outright mean to you. When these Caucasian folks are like I saw like that incident that happened out in Indiana, and it was JCPenney, and that Caucasian bitch-ass store manager put that young sister in the headlock and they're telling her, you don't belong here, and they get an attitude. Well, my thing, I understand you're upset, but why would you want to shop at a place that don't respect you? Why does we as black people always patronizing these non-black owned businesses that disrespect you on a daily basis? They're going to hire racist employees. They're going to, even if they hire people of color, it's not going to be us. They're going to hire these other undercover agents of wannabe Caucasian supremacists, brown folks, they'll smile you in the face, but they will stab you in the back and think they're going to be in good graces of these Caucasian supremacists, these Caucasian folks. Okay? And every time you have, I mean, the sister, I remember when that sister walked out of the store and she knocked something down, and this Caucasian bitch ass store manager comes and puts her in the headlock and try to harm her and choke her to death. And nothing happens to them. I don't see the National Organization for Women. I don't see the gay community say anything. I don't see these brown folks say anything. I don't see these Caucasian liberals or just Caucasian people who claim not to be racist, or even if they date black people exclusively, speak out against racism and this institutional racism and flat out blatant racism and Caucasian supremacy that's going on out in America and worldwide. They're silent. You know what I'm saying? You know, these brothers who are wrongfully arrested out in Philadelphia, these brothers and sisters who are racially profiled and discriminated in these stores or denied jobs and getting fucked over by the government, where's the All Lives Matter at? Where's the National Organization for Women at? Where's the LGBTQ community at? The gay community? Where are these Caucasian, these so-called non-racist Caucasians at? Or these Caucasian liberals at? Those two that lean to the left, where are they at? They're no different than the ones who lean to the right. At least the ones who lean to the right, you know what the fuck they're on. Where's these other groups, these other organizations, you know, these human right, these so-called human rights groups at? Where are they at? Where's the United Nations at? Where is these brown folks, these other ethnic groups of color who claim to have the same struggle as us, but they're nowhere to be found when we mean wrongful, when we're being accosted, when we deal with racism, passive aggressive or in your face racism. We experience institutional racism, systematic racism, discrimination, racial harassment and terrorism, racial profiling, or we get victims of racial brutality, especially police brutality. Where are they at? No fucking where. Okay? We ain't got no damn allies, my brothers and sisters. When will y'all understand that? Especially you women. Y'all talk about the black man ain't shit and this and that. Then you bitch about you ain't being protected by the black man, but I can't protect you if you disrespect me and you don't want to listen to what the fuck I say. And you want to question everything I say, but you don't question your slave master. You don't question these pimp ass pastors that selling you bullshit. That fucking shucking and jiving and cooning for massa, sucking his penis. Yeah, I'm keeping it fucking real. These black feminists, every time we are mistreated, these black feminists don't say nothing. These black gay people don't say nothing. No, they're with these Caucasian supremacists. These handkerchief head Negro peons, where are they at? Nowhere to be found. You know, all these bed wenches, motherfuckers, and bed bugs. Negro bed bugs and Negro bed wenches, motherfuckers. Where they at? Nowhere to be fucking found. Oh, they're silent, especially these black entertainers. You know, these black celebrities. Oh, they don't call out racism and Caucasian supremacy. When Trayvon Martin was murdered and George Zimmerman got off and he was a person of color, but he had a Caucasian supremacist mindset, and all you Negroes who got millions of dollars did not say shit. The majority of y'all did not say shit. Y'all still went to Florida. You still played basketball, football. Y'all still had concerts and other events. Y'all still went there. Same with Cleveland when Tamir Rice got shot and gunned down. The Cleveland Cavaliers and all these Cleveland sports teams, these other black players did not boycott and say we ain't playing until this racism stops with the cops and these other Caucasian folks. My thing is, yeah, boycotting is good, but let's be consistent. Let's boycott it all. Let's learn how to support our own businesses, build our own businesses. If you got the means, start your own business or work with other brothers and sisters and start making. Let's build our own infrastructure and build our own businesses and control our dollar and know who the fuck we are, know our history, and understand and acknowledge our plight as a people instead of trying to forget the past. No, learn from your goddamn past. Pay the fuck attention. You know what I'm saying? You know, stop with this illusion. Stop falling for the okie doke of this illusion of inclusion. I mean, my thing is, where's March for? I mean, I got another question, my black people. Where is the March for Our Lives? Where are they at? When these brothers are these black men and women, especially black men, are being mistreated and experience this type of racism and hatred, and we're being victimized of this racism and bigotry and ignorance. Like I was saying, where's March for Your Lives or March for Our Lives? Oh, I forgot. That's for March for Our so-called white lives. March for Caucasian lives, because Caucasian lives matter. White lives matter. And and you know what I realized is that we Nubian people, black people, African people, whatever terminology you want to identify yourself with, I don't care. Is that we as people of color, we as black folks, you know what I'm saying? We need to stop supporting and joining these movements that have nothing to do with us. These non-black owned, non-black funded movements. We need to start our own movement and stay in code and take care of ourselves and work together and address our issues. And try to be on the same page, have similar viewpoints. It don't make no damn sense for our sisters to join white feminism when the Caucasian female has contributed to your plight being fucked up. You're not oppressed because you're a woman. You're oppressed because you're black. You're seen as a nigga. They just say they say that shit to confuse you. Same with us brothers, man. Yes, sisters have an upper hand, whether they choose to admit it or not. Same with the MGTOW MRA movement. You know, there's mostly a bunch of upper class Caucasian males running the show. You know, they may have issues with women, of their women specifically, but they stay in code. They will protect that Caucasian female like to the ends of the earth. There's a lot of undercover simps. Remember, the first simp, the first manjana, pussy lipped, the first fag, pussy panda or pussy baker is a Caucasian male. You Negro females, I mean, like I said, you join these women's groups and talk about women's issues, women's empowerment, but they don't address your issues. Y'all get that, and y'all come at us. Ever notice that Caucasian females, when they have issues with their with their male counterparts, they never go after them? All they gotta do is keep their legs closed and mouth closed and not fuck with them. Deny them attention, deny them love and sex. Don't fuck with them. Boycott those. They're not gonna boycott each other, because the Caucasian female understands is that for her to be privileged, for her to be on top, for her to be the most beautiful, considered of controlling the narrative as being the epitome of womanhood, the epitome of woman, even though she's the first bitch on the planet, she has to suck and kiss the Caucasian male's ass and respect the good old boy system. She don't want gender equality. That's not what it's about. It's about her being hypergamous and joining the elite Caucasian males. Women, this is the first female to be hypergamous. So you sisters, you black women joining these white feminist groups, women's groups, they don't see you as a woman. They see you as a nigger, bitch. Black men ain't oppressing you and attacking you and violating you like the media is brainwashing you to think. I'm not saying you don't got crazy dudes out here, but let's keep it real. You got women attacking brothers. You sisters lead the charge in attacking us and fucking us up and fucking our livelihoods up, using the same Caucasian supremacist system to disenfranchise us and fuck us up. When you get mad, you want to call the man on us and get us arrested, get us shot and killed, take our children away, get us evicted out of our house, take away our opportunity to lead and provide and protect y'all, because you want to do it your way. And your way for the last 60 damn years has not worked for us as a people. And damn sure ain't working for you. Just because you got a few successful handkerchief head Negro Bedouin bitches. Yeah, I said it. They ain't doing nothing for us. A lot of black women who are doing well and being successful, What are they doing for the community? Nothing really. Oh, do they care about black men like they complain, like they claim? Hell no. They care about joining the white so-called white society and being accepted by them. That's why y'all wear heat weaves, fry your hair, press your hair, try to look like them, bleach your skin. You know, I don't want to make this too long. My thing is, these groups, same with you gay Negroes, gay and lesbian Negroes, especially the black dyke. The LGBTQ community don't give a fuck about you. Caucasian gays, the gay community is run by Caucasians. Gay Caucasian males and females who want a different lifestyle, but they have the audacity to compare their so-called plight that doesn't exist to our plight because they want attention for going against nature, being sexually confused about their sexuality. And you gay Negroes and just Negroes, us as Negroes, help the gay community, the white feminists, and all these other fake undercover Caucasian supremacists who call themselves lean to the left Caucasian liberals don't give a fuck about us. These brown folks don't give a fuck about us. You think there's a black and brown coalition? That's not going to happen. We have to do for ourselves. Yes, I'm impressed, and I'm glad that some of y'all are getting the message that we need to boycott and go back to what we as a people did before my generation was born. Boycott it. Boycott works. Control your dollar. Know who the fuck you are. Know your history. We got the information to know who the fuck we are. Don't say we don't got no ties to Africa and all this. That's coon shit. The first people in the civilization started from the motherland, Africa, so-called Africa. Okay, so miss me with that shit. What I'm gonna say is, we got a lot of work to do. Boycotting Starbucks is one thing, but what about boycotting everything else that's associated with the system of Caucasian supremacy, the system of racism? We go to work. We work for the man. A lot of us don't try to build our own businesses. And the ones who do, like myself, we don't have the support, the numbers to do that, to build our own infrastructure and build our own businesses in our own schools, hospitals, banks, insurance companies. Well, when was the last time you saw a black-owned car dealership, hotel, doctor's office, hospital, you know what I'm saying? Law firm, courthouse. The black community being owned, like you see in Chinatown. The Asians run their own community. They keep the Caucasian supremacists out of their business. We got to start, and the same with the Mexicans, same with these other groups. We're the only group of people who want to just integrate with everybody, want to be loved by everybody when nobody likes us. So keep that in mind. Look at the bigger picture, because we got to control our dollar and start supporting ourselves and start supporting black-owned businesses. And stop making excuses why you don't want to do it. It's not that you can't, you just don't want to do it. Oh, they get poor service. Where'd you get that bullshit from? I have never heard a Caucasian person, Asian person, Indian person, Latino person, an Arab person say, I cannot live around my own people. When I grew up around my people most of my life. Oh, my own people give shitty service. I don't want to support them and patronize businesses within my community. I want to go to a group of people who don't like me and try to get their acceptance. Nobody thinks like that but us. So, all I'm just saying is, we got to be consistent. Yeah, y'all going to boycott, you're mad. And same with us getting gunned down and being victims of police brutality, being victims of hate crimes by these other non-blacks who don't like us. Y'all going to be mad, but the question is, are you going to keep the momentum going? We got to be consistent. Think about what I'm telling y'all. Peace.